Hi, I'm Devronglenn, and I'm a real estate investor. I've flipped millions of dollars worth of real estate, and I also own over a dozen rental properties. This is an introduction in part one of my series where I'm going to go through the process of flipping a property in Hollywood, Florida, while living here in Japan. My wife and I moved to Japan in July of 2022, and since then, we've bought 5 properties while living here. 4 of them I've kept as rentals, and the 5th that I just recently closed on, as of October 24th of this year, I plan on flipping. Well, for now at least. We never rule out keeping properties to add to our rental portfolio. I believe that showing you this process and being transparent about what is involved in buying and flipping properties can add value to you. If I can do it from 8,000 miles away, then you can definitely do it in your backyard. Anything can happen throughout this process. I believe that I bought a good deal, but just like with any investment, nothing is guaranteed. Things can go completely sideways or everything can go right. I guess we'll find out. In this first part, I'm going to briefly go over the HUD, showing how much I paid for the property, and go over how I found my comparables, which will show how much I could potentially sell the property for once I fix it up. To give some context, I physically have not stepped foot in this property. I had an assistant of mine walk the property for me. These are the videos that she gathered for me while walking the property. You can see the property isn't in horrible condition and is in fact livable. Luckily, there is not much I have to do to this property, at least not now. That can be a different story once the tenant moves out. The property is a duplex that is tenant occupied on both sides. Each side has 2 beds and 1 bath. One side is month to month paying $900 a month, and the other side has a lease that expires in April of 2024 and is paying $1,100 a month. Both units' rents are severely under market value. Market rent in the area for 2-bed, 1-bath multifamily units are between $2,000 and $2,300 a month. My goal is to remove the month-to-month tenant, fix the inside of that unit and the exterior of the property, then market it as a house hack to a retail buyer. Now let's dive into the numbers and comparables. And before we start, please like and subscribe. Hi, I'm Deborah.
And I'm Courtney.
And we want to buy your house.
We're the husband and wife team that buys houses for cash.
We buy inherited houses, bad tenant houses, behind in payment houses,
And even land, multifamily, and small apartment buildings.
We love to buy fixer-upper houses that need thousands of repairs.
Or houses in perfect condition that you need to sell fast.
Plus, pay no commissions or fees.
It's that easy. Call Homevine for a fair cash offer.
Call 877-721-SELL.
That's 877-721-SELL.
All right, so here's the HUD. Let's just start in the corner here. You can see the address, 5712 Mayo Street, LLC. So that's the bar, that's me, that's my LLC. You can see the property location, 5712 Mayo Street, Hollywood, Florida, 33023. Hollywood, Florida is located, basically, it's right next to Fort Lauderdale, like it is Fort Lauderdale, basically. So for those of you who've never been to Florida, just giving you a heads up where the location is. But yeah, this is the HUD, the settlement statement, aka. Let's start out here. The contract sales price is $300,000, so that's what I bought the property for. And then you could come down here to the principal amount of new loans. It's $306,000. I got a loan amount. The lender loaned me $306,000 on the deal. So the purchase price is $300,000, and they also loaned me the rehab. So I estimated the rehab cost to be $40,000. And so what happens is that the lender gave me a loan based on the loan to cost. So basically the entire, what is going to cost me to do the deal. So $300,000 plus $40,000 in rehab, that's $340,000. And then so I had to put down 10% of that, which is $34,000, equals to $306,000. That's my loan amount. So $340,000 minus 10%, which is the 10% down payment, which is $34,000, equals $306. That's my loan amount. And then you scroll down some more here. These are the county taxes that are credited. Both units have tenants. So I'm basically credited for the rent and the deposit. That's basically what this shows here. And basically, after you add it all up and everything, do the subtractions, and my cash from borrower. So basically, what I have to bring to the closing table is $46,211.42. So that's what I had to pay at closing. And just to go through a little bit more here, you can see I had to pay points. I think I paid 1.5 points on the loan amount. So I had to pay about $4,500 in points. The appraisal cost me about $450. Processing fee. Here's the construction reserve. So the 40,000 that I was talking about. So they put it in an escrow account, and I get it in draws. So anytime I finish, like say the cabinets need to be redone. So once my contractor finished doing the cabinets, I hit up the lender, say, hey, like I'm done with the cabinets. The lender's like, all right, send me pictures of it. I send them pictures or a video. And then say the cabinets cost me $5,000 to do. Then they give me $5,000. And then now I have $35,000 in reserve in my construction reserve in the escrow account. And so you could do it that way. You can use it, or you can choose not to use it. We've done deals. My wife and I have done deals where we don't use any of this money. We use all of our own money. It really depends on you how you want to go about it. But it's best to have this construction reserve just in case, because you never know what other deals may come along. That you need to have money for. As you can see, it's pretty expensive to close on deals. Like I had to pay $46,000 for this one. Some I had to put down $86,000 to bring to the closing table. Some 100,000 plus. So I mean, it's good to kind of have that construction reserve so you have, money that you can use to do the construction, and then money in your account at all times. But anyway, moving on. You can see I had to pay hazard insurance. Even though you flip houses, you still need to get some type of insurance. They don't tell you that. And it's not regular homeowners insurance. It's called liability insurance. So it's builder's risk coverage and liability insurance that you need. Unfortunately, us being in Florida, or us flipping houses in Florida and buying rentals in Florida, it's very hard to get insurance, and insurance is high. But when you're flipping houses, you don't get regular homeowners insurance. At least in the flipping stage, you get liability and builder's risk coverage, and that's what the insurance the lender requires that, for them to lend you on the flip. So it's just one of those things that you just have to go through. You see some more of these are like the title fees, the closing cost. You can see the title company charged me $450 to close with them. I had to do a lien search, $150. The title insurance, you have to get title insurance. That was about that's $1,875. Recording fees to record the sale, $360. Some more fees, which is state tax and stamps. It's about $3,000. And this is in Florida. The state tax and stamps and the intangible tax and all this stuff like that, it depends on where you're buying. Like every market is different. So it's never really the same in any market. I had to get a survey. The survey was $350. Then I had to get a lien search, which I paid $325. I paid all the closing costs basically. So in the deal, you can see my side. This is my side. So all this is my side, the borrower side, and this is the seller side, basically, of what we have to pay and bring to closing. And you can see she don't have much on her side. And that's because I think all she has attorney's fees. Yeah, her attorney, she had to pay her attorney. But in this deal, I told her that I would pay all closing costs, and that's just part of the territory when you're trying to flip houses. You want to win the deal, so you do whatever is necessary. Especially if it's a great deal, it really don't matter if you're paying the closing costs or not, because the amount of money you're going to make on the back end, it doesn't matter. So don't be cheap, and don't try to pickpocket. Just pay the closing costs. Especially if it's a good deal. And the type of market that I'm in is very competitive. So you do kind of whatever you have to do to make sure you win the deal. But this is the statement. It's kind of wanting to let you guys see what it looks like, so you know exactly how much I paid for the property. You can see the settlement date too is October 24th, 2023, which I mentioned in the introduction. But paid $300 for it. Had to put down $34,000 plus the other closing costs equals out to $46,000. And so that's the HUD. Now let's move on to comping the property. So let me share my screen here. So you guys should be able to see this now. Hopefully you can see it. But anyway, all right. So this is the matrix right here. The Miami Realtors. I am a licensed realtor, so I have access to the MLS. So when I go into the matrix, this is how I'm able to comp the properties throughout Miami, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, and Broward County. So like I mentioned before, the property is a duplex. So we are going to comp it as such. So when I come to multifamily, I'm going to come to multifamily income because it's considered multifamily. The status, I'm going to do closed and pending. And then I'm going to come down to duplex. I like to stay within half a mile. And then, it's already up here. So I'll put in the address, 5712 Mail Street. And so 0 matches. So within a half a mile, there are no comps. So the next best thing, and what appraisers actually do is that they go out further, because if they have no choice, then they go out further. So when they go out, so I went out a mile, 8 matches came up. So there are some comps. All right. And so what I like to do is I like to go straight to the closed sales. I really don't comp things based off of active listings. The A is for active. You can see pending sale, PS is for pending. I stick with the closed sales. That's the best way to go about it to get true comp. So as you can see, the closed sales, when I actually click on the property, this one sold for $416,000. And it's also, you can see it's also a duplex. It's sold for $416,000. Let's see what it looks like. It's pretty nasty on the outside. Can use pressure washing. Wow. So the inside is actually really bad. Yeah, that's really bad. Wow. Okay, so this is what the inside looks like. Somebody paid $416,000 for this. They got a nice little washer and dryer in there. Yeah, they got a decent little patio out here. But so keep in mind, someone paid $416,000 for this, right? I paid $300,000 for mine, and you already seen what the inside looks like, and it looks a lot better than this. So right here, this is already this is basically saying that I bought at a pretty good price. So this one sold for $416,000. I paid $300,000 for mine. Remember, mine is 2 beds, 1 bath on each side. And this is also 2 beds, 1 bath. So you can see here, they have it 2-1, 2-1, about the same square footage. You can see multiple offers, make your highest. This is the remarks. This is what the broker or the realtor puts in to sell, to market their listing. Multiple offers, make your highest and best, accepting cash offers only. So somebody paid cash for this. The reason why they more than likely paid cash, or the reason why the realtor says cash offers only, is because they probably no FHA or conventional lender would lend on this because there's so much work that needs to be done to this property. So the only thing that they could get is a cash offer for this. Yeah, so that's one comp that I can use. So we're already starting off pretty well. You can see they paid cash for it here. But yeah, so that sold for 416. Now let's see what else we got here. This one sold for 580. And again, we're a mile out. So usually I like to stay within half a mile, but there were no comps within half a mile. So we had to go a mile out, which appraisers will do. All right. So just remember that. So this one looks a lot better. Wow, they actually renovated the inside of this one. Doesn't look too bad. Did a decent renovation here. This is kind of weird though, because let's see what it is. It says, so this is 3-2 one side and a 1-1 on the other side. So mine is 2 beds, 1 bath. So it says gorgeous duplex, 2 houses on 1 lot, completely separated. Okay. So one's a house and the other one is like an efficiency type deal, looks like. The property is vacant, but can be rented prior to closing. The property is perfect for a homeowner looking to leave. I guess I meant to say live in one house and rent the other, or a big family, or for investor over 8% net cap rate. Okay, so they're marketing this how I am going to market mine. On mine, one side is going to have a tenant inside. I mean, it's legally I have to keep them there because they have a lease. The other side's month to month, so we're going to remove that tenant that's month to month. But yeah, so I plan on marketing it just like this. Live in one side, house hack it, live in one side, rent out the other to pay for your mortgage type deal. And you can see it worked out really pretty well for them. They got 580 for it. So they listed for 590, they sold it for 580. That's a good potential comp. You could see that it was a conventional buyer. It wasn't a cash buyer, so it was a retail buyer. And they had some seller contribution involved. So the seller credited them, I guess, so the buyer can get the loan. But it didn't credit them much. It was only $3,500. But yeah, so this is one comp that I could possibly use. The only thing I would say is that the 3-2, this one obviously I think is a lot bigger than mine. Yeah, so the living area is 3,136. So the square foot of the living area, and the living area is the inside of the property. So what's the square footage of the inside of the property, not the entire property, not like outside, like in the AC, what is the square footage? And I think mine is around like 1,360 something square foot. This is 3,000. So this is pretty big compared to mine. I could somewhat use this as a comp. I wouldn't. This isn't the best comp to use, but just the layout, like it's a whole house and then an efficiency. But nonetheless, it is a duplex. So, we can somewhat use this. Let's see what else we got. We got one that sold for 560, 6101 Dawson Street. So this one sold for 560. And wow, it looks pretty. It's a pretty good renovation here. Now this is what kind of scares me. So you have this. It's on a main road. So what you really want to do is you kind of want to stay away from properties that are on main roads, because it kind of brings the value down on the property. And the reason why is because most people, they don't want to have to live on a main road. It's noisy. It's hard getting in and out of the property. So you kind of want to stay away from this. But nonetheless, this is a duplex. The inside's renovated pretty nice. And it's sold for 560. Let's see. It's 2-1 each side. The living square footage is 1,290. Ours, like I said, is around 1,003. Let me see. Actually, let me see what it is. to get it more accurate so I can show you guys exactly. So this is kind of where I come to look at the characteristics of properties. You guys are getting a front row seat. I'm telling you, 5712, what this is, this is Broward County. So I have to go to Broward County. I use this thing every single day. This is my property that I just bought. So you can see I come down here to the building information. So this is 5712 Mayo Street. You can see beds, 4, 2. They have it as apartments. It's a duplex, but it's 2 on each side. You can see the amount of units, 2 units. So when you do 4 beds, 2 baths, 2 on each side. So the living area is 1,370 square feet. So that is the accurate square footage. So when we come back to the comps here, this one, their living area is 1,291. Ours is 1,370. So ours is bigger. They're both 2 1s. And no, actually it's 2 1. So one side's a 2 1 and the other side's a 1 1. So we already win it. This is a great comp for multiple reasons. One, it's smaller. 2, it's a duplex. And 3, one side is 1 1 and the other side is 2 1. Mine, both sides are 2 1s. So I have more bedrooms and more bathrooms. So this is a great comp. So I would definitely use this comp, $560,000. So like I said, keep in mind that I bought mine for $300,000. And so when it's all fixed up, all said and done, this one, then I can potentially sell it for $560,000. That is a pretty good spread. So this is like best case scenario, right? I sell it for 560. If I can, great. But when I was in the middle of buying this property, when the seller came to me and I first looked at the comps, a few months have gone by, and this is the comp. I'm just going to be transparent. This is the comp that I was using. I was thinking like, okay, so let's go. So that's 180 days. If I go back 365, so go back a year. This is the comp that I was using. This one is sold for 450. So when I was doing the numbers, I was like, this is my comp. Like, I'm going to get 450 for sure. So I know you saw that I went back 365 days, but when did this sell? The closing date was April. So the closing date was in April. And it was only on the market for 11 days. So this sold quick. You see days on market, 11 days. But this is the comp I used. Let's take a look at it. So they got like this blue, I don't know why they painted it this color. It's a Miami, Fort Lauderdale thing to have houses look like this, but they painted it. I mean, it's not awful, but I wouldn't do that color. But as you can see, it's decent. You know what I mean? It's decent looking. It's presentable. But the inside, I mean, it's like it's decent. Like that. It's kind of what mine looks like right now. It looks just like this right now. Like I cannot do anything to mine. I feel like I can get 450 for this based on what we're looking at here. You can see like laminate countertops. You could automatically tell this is laminate. The cabinets are like older. You can see it's kind of like it needs fixing. Like it's a decent property. That's really what it is. And this is the comp I was using. See, the bathrooms are like decent, like nothing to like this vanity is like you can get this vanity for like $40 at Home Depot. I know because I bought this vanity multiple times. Like it's like, see, they have like a nice little washroom room. And I also have washrooms for mine. I have like small little tiny washrooms for each unit. This one, you can tell they just did the flooring. The flooring looks pretty decent. But yeah, like it's a decent duplex. Like it ain't nothing spectacular about it. And it's sold for 450. Let's look at the characteristics. Theirs is just maybe like 50, 75 square feet bigger, which doesn't make a difference at all. But one side is a 1-1 and the other side is a 2-2. Mine is 2 1s on both sides, right? And on top of that, both units, let's see, high income potential move-in ready duplex opportunity in this updated 1122 property. Rents range from 11 to 1,300 for the updated 1-1. The spacious two bed, both new central AC. All right, yeah. So you can see one side has a wall unit, the other side has central AC. Both sides, the owner lives in one, and the other side is leased. So he's marketing it just like how I'm going to market mine as well. You live in one side, house hack it, rent out the other side. Like this comp is basically the comp that I was going to use right here for 450. So at minimum, I know that I can get $450,000 minimum, and I ran my numbers that way. Just being conservative. And luckily, this comp here, because the market does what it does, this comp came up for 560, the one that we looked at. So, oh, no, not that one. That's another one. Oh, here's another one that's over 560. But these are 2 either side. Here we go, Dawson. Yeah. So I'm either minimum, I'm getting 450. Highest, I'm getting 560. If we were to sell it. Right now, that's the plan, is to sell. But yeah, so but I just wanted to show you guys how I went about comping these properties. So, and there's not really much inventory in the area at all either, so that helps. So there's more demand in this area. So, but this is how I kind of go about comping properties. I like to be conservative. This is why it's good to buy at deep discounts, because you just have better leverage. Like, you can do more. So I can do more rehab if I need to. And then if we were to go and keep the property, here you can see 2 bed, 2 baths get 2,200, 22 to 2,400. So a 2-1 will easily get $2,000. So each side can get $2,000 a month. And just so you know, I'm not talking out the side of my neck. Let me just show you this one last thing. So you can do, they show rental comps as well. So I'm in the rental comp, it's pending, rented. Let's go to multifamily. Let's go within half a mile, do 5712 Mayo Street. Let's do 2 beds, 1 bath each side. But we get a lot of matches. Wow, did they come up? 5712 Mayo Street. So these are matches. Let's go out. Yep, 21 out 6. There we go. Yeah, so we got 1,900, 2,300, 1,950, 2,000. So this one rented for 2,000 a month. This duplex, 2-1 unit, 2,000 a month, right there. It closed. Let's see what make sure it closed at 2,000. Yep, closed 2,000. So each unit. So in that area, I can get $2,000 in rents for each unit per month if we were to keep it as a property, and we can burn this property. So we have a lot of options. We can burn it. We can flip it. Based off of looking at the comps, it looks like we have a pretty good deal. So that's just how I go about comping my properties. I always look for closed sales. I always look, even for rentals, look at closed rentals. Don't look at what's active, because this is active for $2,200 a month right now. This is active for $2,200 a month. And how long has it been? It's been up there 77 days. So they've been trying to get somebody to rent this out for 77 days. So But at $2,000 a month back in September, they got to rent it. So you want to look at what has closed, whether it be rentals or sales. Look at closed sales, and that's basically what I did my comps on. And minimum I can get 450, highest I can get 560. We'll see what happens. But this is basically how I comp my properties, and I just wanted to share that with you. And just wait on part 2 of the series. See you next time.